Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's TJ here, and I got something yesterday, and I thought it would be really nice to share it, and that is a set of these Snyder Advantage plates. This is not my first set of these. I've actually had 4 other sets. This is set number 5 of these that I've had over the last almost 20 years. So just wanted to go over this because some people are like, it's a $425 plate. It's a $425 plate. Is it really worth it? I'm gonna go over the features and everything else about it and kind of let you decide. But yes, here we go. Pretty basic packaging. It's copyrighted 1980, so I think they've probably been maybe using these boxes since 1980. I have no idea. You open it up. You got all your stuff in here. Let's go ahead and have a look-see here, okay? You got a warranty card that has your, I'm not going to show it, but it has your serial number information, because the cool thing about these plates is that they are serial numbered on the inside. You're not going to find a whole lot. Actually, you know what? I've never seen another plate that is serial numbered. A couple of stickers. That's whatever. And then there's a diagram here that explains your parts breakdown and how it's assembled. Also, there are adjustment procedure and you know, warnings and stuff like that on not only how to adjust the kingpin, but how to adjust the pivot pin, because it's got an adjustable pivot pin. And we'll get to that in another video. I'll show you how to adjust those. So yeah, if you do have it, oh, by the way, if you do have a plate that has adjustable pivot pins, make sure every time you adjust your trucks, you adjust your pivot pins. Otherwise, you're going to wind up with incorrect geometry, and that's the leading cause of broken kingpins. Now, we got all this nifty paper with, okay. Oh, they include the hardware, the mounting hardware, which looks to be generic, commercial, off the shelf, flathead, countersunk machine screws, caps, nuts, washers to go against the plate, and their cup washers right here. They have a special bevel to them to spread the head out. That way they don't pull through a boot. Pretty cool. Okay, take that out, more packaging. There's an included tool set to fit every single size nut, screw, bolt, washer, everything on the plate. Stamped steel, engraved Snyder Skate Company, Inc., patent number, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool, whatever. Now we're getting to the real meat and potatoes of this. Oh, yeah, that's nice. I'm just going to take the first one out. Okay. Right here, you can already see the level of surface finishing on these is jewelry grade. I mean, you can see yourselves in the finish. It's pretty wicked. You're not going to find another surface finish better than this anywhere. You know, roll line, any of that stuff. The surface finish is unparalleled. Well, let's actually talk about the plate itself. Let's have a 15-degree kingpin, which means tighter turning. And wow, yeah, the base plate is basically machined from the same extrusion that the power track is made from. Ultimately, it's the CNC machining that defines what these plates are going to become from the extrusion. It's got hardened steel kingpins, which are a locking type. There's a lock screw in these. And these are brass adjuster nuts, which it's not bad. I really do I really do love the presentation. They have these caps on here. These are actually just for shipping purposes. Every one of these trucks is labeled RF, RB, which is a right front, right back. And same goes for these ones here. LF and LB, which is left front and left back. That way, if you ever take these off, the settings stay the same between whichever ones you put them on. It's freaking awesome. Love that. The toe stops, to me, they're pretty big, and I don't really use them, so I'm just going to be taking those off. But here's an interesting feature about the toe stops. They're hollowed out completely, which is really, really cool. They are, yeah, that's all right. Yeah. The mill work on them is just phenomenal. They're milled out all the way from the toe all the way back into the heel area, which is really, really nice. It's a 7000 series aluminum. You can't go wrong with that. It's very, very high tensile strength aluminum. And another thing is that they're left and right foot frames. So I don't know if you can tell because of the toe stop. But let's see. Let me adjust this. I'll show you. So right here, if you look close, those start to curve inward toward each other. And also to make mounting and everything easier, because again, they are left and right foot frames and the front end curves in like this, there's a notch that's machined right here, and then another back here. And that's so you can line these up when you're going to mount them, so you can make sure they're dead on and exactly where you want them to be. It's actually really nice. You got adjustable pivot pins, and then of course they're hardened steel pivot pins and hardened steel replaceable pivot cups. It's actually a very, very precise skate. You see a lot of the older folks on these Snyders, and you get to talking to them, and they always have a tendency to say, nothing skates like a Snyder. There's nothing like it. I've skated almost everything there is. You know what? They're right. There's a certain quality, a certain ride quality about them that is actually unparalleled. There's a reason why they've been a standard for as long as they have. And I know I'm going to hear a lot about roll lines and atlases and things like that, and they're all great plates. There certainly is something about a Snyder. It does not even just the Advantage. There's something about the Snyder that skates so much different. It's so fluid in the way it skates. It's nuts. Just to go ahead and show you the left and right foot frames, you can see how those tilt in like that. It's a little bit better of a shot, and I'll show you a little bit more. And the reason for that being like that is because when you look at a properly mounted pair of skates like these, you see this is the center seam of the boot, but this doesn't line up. This actually points a little bit out. Well, that's actually the true center of the boot and the true center of the foot. If you look at it from the top, you don't really see the wheels, but if you see a wheel sticking out here or over here, the plate's not mounted correctly, and you're going to get pulling, and it's going to suck. And no matter how much you break it in, you're still going to get pulling because your weight's pushed off to one side or the other, and it's causing it to constantly steer, which is going to cause fatigue and injuries. Well, they thought of that all the way back in the day, and this here, when it's mounted correctly, this is still going to be in the center. That's why they do that. So moving forward, 7mm axles, hardened steel, They use the live rubber cushions. I don't personally like the live rubber cushions. In fact, what I do is I custom machine urethane cushions for those to take their place, because they're a little bit shorter than a standard cushion. So a lot of your drop-in universal cushions don't quite work very well. So I custom cut urethane cushions to go on there, and it fixes a lot of things. Now, the reason I don't like that is simple. It's because live rubber takes a set, and what that means is when you go to turn on it and your truck's in one position, when you lift your foot up, it stays there until you put your foot back down. It doesn't snap back to center like something with a urethane cushion. So what I do is I created that solution myself. Now, these are $425 at most places on average. Is it worth it? To me, I'm going to say yes. And I'm a little bit of a stickler about how skates are supposed to skate. I have my reasons behind that. But really, it's always a personal preference whether something's worth it or not, unless you're skating on something really, really crappy. But this, when you get at this level to skate on things like this, then it's about the finer points. The skates don't make the skater. I've seen numerous skaters. I'm friends with numerous skaters that have went out in pursuit of finding the treasure trove of I guess you could say the the fountain of skating skill through equipment, and it doesn't work like that. You can buy anything you want. It's not going to make or break or make this huge difference for you. A lot of skaters think that if they spend more money, they're going to wind up getting this immense performance jump. The only times that really happens is if you're running something oversized, or occasionally undersized, but oversized, and you go to something that actually fits. Another thing is if you go from something that absorbs a lot of energy, like a very flimsy nylon plate. They're not all bad, but there is one in particular I don't like. And you go into something, say, either aluminum or a better quality of nylon, or even fiberglass reinforced plastic like the Powerdyne Fuse. And those things normally make a difference. But remember, you can't buy your way into better skating. It doesn't necessarily work like that. If you're already skating at a high level, not a lot of things less than this are going to be a good fit. And if you've just been doing it for a couple of years or something, you're not really going to get out of it what you think you're going to get out of it if you spend a ton of money. So to answer the question whether or not these are worth the $425, I'll leave that for you to decide. But hey, if you're ever at that level, or you ever have the opportunity to play around with one, or just look at one, do it, because it's really a work of art. It's beautiful. Their surface finishes are second to none. Again, they're jewelry grade surface finishes. The materials, I can see myself right there. The material selection and everything, the fit, finish is just so freaking precise. And for high level skaters, that's a big difference between winning and losing. So glad you could share your time with me and check out another one of these unboxing videos. My name's TJ. It's been awesome, and I have more videos coming out soon, not just the live streams, but just in general. I have more videos coming soon, and I'm going to be doing some more move tutorials and stuff soon, because I know that's what everybody's looking for, and I've got them. I've just got to go out there and do them. But this is TJ. Everybody happy skating.